It's a few more questions before we finish up. I am curious about, just from an operational perspective, artificial intelligence is playing a more significant role in what learning is like and having exposure to information, right or wrong. But it's also allowing companies, organizations, entities to operate more efficiently. Yes. How are you implementing AI within your world of leadership, and how is the university preparing our future leaders to make sure they could use that as a tool?
Yeah, let me start with the classroom. Our faculty members made a decision early on to embrace artificial intelligence. It would be understandable to attend to instincts that would cause us to back away from, be skeptical of, but our faculty were prescient and wise when they said, look, this is the future. And so we're not running from this, we're running toward this. But we need to be careful. We need to bring a responsible, ethical, and I would argue faith-based perspective to how AI can accentuate and be a complement to the educational experiences that our students have. So across disciplines, our faculty members are learning with our students how to engage responsibly with AI and how AI will shape the careers and the futures that these students are going to be going into. So I could not applaud more the perspective and the posture of our faculty toward AI. Similarly, at the university, we are a large, complex organization, and so we are also looking at how do we use AI to better equip us for success in the future. Let me mention just a couple of ways. We've engaged artificial intelligence to, for example, help us with predictive deferred maintenance. We have 3.5 million square feet of climate-controlled space on this campus. And as you can imagine, in any given facility, we have a number of systems that are either brand new or close to failure. And using artificial intelligence to help inform how we use limited resources to attack those issues in a way that allows us to cover as many of the critical issues and systems as we can while retaining dollars for the future is one example. Another example is the allocation of that space. We have any number of demands on the space, and how we put classes together, how we utilize spaces for events and other things is it's a Rubik's Cube, right? It's a big linear programming problem. And so we've engaged with artificial intelligence to help us think about space allocation. We've used artificial intelligence to help streamline transcript review. When a transfer student comes in with a certain amount of credits and classes to their credit, how do they map into the Samford curriculum? That was all done by hand and now can be done using artificial intelligence. So we are trying to be responsibly on the cutting edge of artificial intelligence, as you alluded to, as it helps us become a more economically viable, sustainable, and efficient organization.
So knowing what you know now, let's say in 2026, you are an 18-year-old and you are attending Samford University. What would you study?
That's a great question. By the way, I have a Samford freshman. Chloe, who was born here, I mentioned Chloe earlier, is a freshman this year. Here's what I love about Samford. Samford creates and offers an array of programs to students to fit and to fill almost any calling. I firmly believe that the Lord equips and calls us. I firmly believe that. I tell students all the time, if God has called you here, he will meet you here. And so our responsibility as a learning community is to create an array of programs that can attend to almost any calling that the Lord may be placing on a student's heart. American philosopher and theologian Frederick Buechner said that our callings, our vocations, are at the intersection of our heart's greatest yearnings and the world's greatest needs. And we know that those intersections are abundant and can look very different depending on the student. So whether a student is interested in going into the health sciences, becoming a doctor or a nurse or a pharmacist or a physical therapist, whether they're interested in going into a classroom, right, and studying in our school of education, they're being called to be a financial advisor, they're being called to the ministry, they're being called to any number of opportunities. We want to meet that student with a 21st century curriculum, with a caring community and a faithful community that mentors and prepares them for success going forward. So I would not be prescriptive for a student coming into Samford. I would say, what is God calling you to be? How has God shaped your life? Listen to the story of your life. How has God shaped your experiences, your passions, and your aptitudes in ways that call you to something? We're walking through this journey with our daughter right now. Our daughter, like so many Samford students, is bright and capable and passionate, and she is listening well to the story of her life and her heart to see what God has planned for her. And I'm proud of Samford because whatever she chooses, we're going to meet her right there, and we're going to help her accomplish her goals and dreams.
Love that. When you